Hello and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to the panels. This video is on purpose to present my final year project 1 MEC601 with title The Development of Automation System for Automatic Tapai Machine. My name is Muhammad Aiman bin Abdul Jalal. My supervisor is IR Haji Razali bin Hassan. Project summary. The automation system development is focusing on designing the cutting process system and forming process system in a machine called automatic tapai machine. The purpose of the automatic tapai machine is to get consistent shape and weight of tapai food. For the forming process, it requires design parts to forming tapai into circular shape. The cutting process requires time interval for cutting process to get desired weight of each output tapai. CAD software, which is computer aided design, will be the main platform on doing design model requirement, which is CATIA V5. Then 3D printing machine will be the platform on making the project to physical prototype. Introduction. Automatic tapai machine is a machine that functions to produce continuous tapai with consistent shape and weight. Automation system will be implemented on this machine, especially in cutting process and forming process. This machine consists 3 processes, which are making process, forming process, and cutting process. This is a top view of automatic tapai machine. For the first process is making process. This process is to mix all tapai ingredients to produce tapai. Then the tapai will transfer by conveyor to forming process. This process is to form tapai into circular shape. And for the last process is cutting process. This process will cut the tapai into desired weight. And then the tapai is ready for packaging. There are only 2 systems need to be developed in this project, which are cutting process and forming process. Automation system. Automation technology can be defined as application use of technology, system, and robot or procedure to produce better result with limited to human interaction. For human, it requires some of skills, consuming more times and using more energy to produce such a good and consistent quality. This system can improve productivity, increase the quality of food product, and at the same time, it making a huge profitability. The food product of this project is tapai. Tapai is a traditional fermented preparing of rice or other starchy foods common in much of Southeast Asia, especially in Austronesian cultures and part of East Asia. It applies both of the alcoholic paste and to the alcoholic beverage produced from it. It has sweet or sour flavor and can be consumed as is, as ingredients for traditional dishes, or further fermented to produce rice wine. These are 2 examples of tapai, which are tapai pulut and tapai nasi. Literature review. Food industry. Food manufacturing industry have become a rapidly developing sector over the last few decades and be a major contribution to economical development of several countries such as China, Brazil, India, and United States. Cited by S.V. Ilyukin, 2011. For the automatic technology, automation system must be applied to such food industry because it can offer reduced difficult tasks and improve the production flexibility due to any desire or required specification. Cited by R. Clark, 2014. In Tapai production industry, it seems to be have a low automation system applied because of complexity in handling the size and cutting process, cited by R. Clark 2014. 3D printing food machine is capable to integrate specific shape and weight of food product with some of internal tools and equipment, cited by S. Matihal 2020. There are many industries that implemented this technology such as food industry, automotive, and aerospace in order to fabricate the complex and flexible parts which been required by a company, cited by S. Matihal 2020. For the Tapai fermented food, in order to get the size and weight of Tapai, there are no specific tools or machine because the worker only used the surface of glass to get the size of Tapai and put it on banana leaf, cited by S.V. Law 2011. Tapai fermented with the yeast usually predominate in the form of semi-liquid, soft, sweet taste, acidity, alcohol content, and sticky texture, cited by Dialova 2011. This shows that Tapai is a soft food that easily to be cut and formed. Problem statement and objective. Problem statement of the project is making Tapai manually will produce inconsistent output shape and weight of the Tapai. This is because a human made will require a lot of skill to perform consistent shape, weight of Tapai. Besides that, the different amount of ingredient in making process will produce inconsistent shape and weight. There are two objectives for the problem statement. First, to design forming system to achieve consistent circular or cylinder shape of Tapai food with diameters of 50 mm. Second, to design cutting system to produce consistent output Tapai with 50 grams of weight. Scope and limitation. The scope of study is focusing on designing the cutting process and forming process system of automatic Tapai machine. The modeling and assembly process will be done in CATIA software by collecting all specific dimension and measurement. The 3D printing machine is used to build the model into physical prototype. The limitation of the project. The efficiency of cutting process and forming process system cannot be sure until physical prototype have been done. The mixing process of the ingredients used in Tapai food will cause the shape and its weight uncontrolled. It requires a lot of Tapai food to test the function and perfection of this machine. A lot of Tapai food need to be used to get higher efficiency of the machine. Methodology. The method used for the project is Six Sigma DMAIC. DMAIC stands for Define, Measure, Analyze, Improve, and Control. This method is to solving the problems and improve the efficiency in existing system. This is DMAIC repeating cycle. The first step of the method is define the issue. In Tapai food production, the shape and weight are not inconsistent on each unit produced. The problem happens due to the different amount of ingredients are used in Tapai food will produce different shape and weight of Tapai. The second step of the method is measure process. CATIA V5 software is used to design development for the automatic Tapai machine. For the cutting process and forming process, it requires excellent precision dimension. Tapai software is the best software for the precision dimension. 3D printing machine will be used to print the model into the physical prototype. This prototype will be form the tapai into the circular shape, which is with the 50 mm diameters. For the cutting system, mathematical method is used to find time interval for each tapai produced to be cut to achieve 50 grams of outcome. The third step of method is analyze data. The research have been conducted on existing cutting process system and forming process system. Data need to be analyzed are shape and weight, time interval for cutting process, efficiency of system, and speed of conveyor. The next step of the method is improvement system. To countermeasure the problems, interval cutting process time need to be more precise by using mathematical method. Next, dimension of forming part must be precise by perform design in CATIA V5 accurately. The improvement of time interval for each tapai to be cut into 50 grams of weight and the circular shape with diameter which is 50 mm can be achieved. The last step of the method is quality control. The automatic tapai machine need to be inspected for every 1 week in order to maintain the efficiency and performance of system. Any problem faced need to be overcome immediately and control the improvisation for long-term use. Expected result. The shape and weight of tapai food produced can be maintained and consistent by implementing the new system of cutting process and forming process. For the cutting process, the time interval of the cutting process for each form tapai can be obtained accurately using mathematical method to achieve 50 grams output result. Lastly, the part of forming process can be created with accurate dimension by using CATIA V5 and 3D printer to obtain circular or cylinder shape with 50 mm of diameters. For the forming process system, this is a model for forming process. The design is sketched in CATIA V5. For the expected result for the project, this part designed from CATIA V5 can be printed by 3D printer with precise dimension. This part can systematically fold the conveyor belt into the circular shape. At the same time, the folded belt will form the tapai into circular shape. For the cutting process system, tapai will move from the forming process to the cutting process, and then first cutting and the second cutting will be performed to produce 50 grams of tapai. So, for the expected result for the research is it can measure accurate time interval between first cutting and the second cutting of each output tapai. And the result weight of tapai is consistent 50 grams each. That's all from me. Thank you.